This is Singapore, where people work for the longest hours in the world, 46.2. That's the number of hours clocked in a week. In the Netherlands, people work 29 hours a week. That's almost half the time we work.
For you as a boss, doesn't it sound like a great idea that your workers are the most hardworking in the world? Good afternoon, everyone. Our goal is to change your mindsets, the boss's mindsets about the current work culture. Why should this bother you? Well, here's why.
The very first pinch you're going to feel is the hole in the pocket. Having employees working for longer than they should will incur overtime pay and fringe benefits. Staying in the office past office hours will also incur additional utility costs. But is it worth it?
I say it's not. Imagine this. A worker is overworked on the first day and heads home late after working overtime. He gets very little sleep before heading back to work on the second day. And the work just builds up. It seems like he's gotten himself stuck in a vicious cycle. By the third day, your employee is working with a fatigued mind and can hardly work efficiently. So, keeping your employees longer at work could mean that you are paying them for less efficient work. Let's face it, work can never be finished. It's a continuous process which must be juggled and balanced carefully.
我没有想到你变得那么坏，你竟然要去偷钱！哈！手伸出来，伸出来！哈！为了 Pokemon 卡啊，你竟然去偷钱！啊！买那么多卡干嘛？啊！你说！
我没有买 Pokemon 卡，我只是想买你1个小时的时间来看我的演出。
Just like the little boy in the video, many working parents neglect family time and don't realize how much it hurts their kids. Sometimes, working parents also bring home the stress and anger they get from work and treat family members with similarly harsh feelings. This causes an atmosphere of negativity at home, which could cause even more unhappiness and stress. This stress distracts your workers and stops them from getting work done. Yes, stress is that pesky voice in your head. Weird, huh? Well, think again. Stress limits our imagination and reduces innovation. This, in turn, diminishes our efficiency and competitiveness at work.
So, why do we work 46.2 hours a week? Low productivity is the reason why workers have to toil for hours and hours in the office. In terms of productivity, Singapore is falling behind developed countries such as Switzerland and Norway. And guess what? Their working hours in a week don't even come close to Singapore's. So, where are all these long hours taking us to? There is a clear need to increase our productivity because then we can reduce working hours and become more efficient contributors to the workforce. In order to solve the problem of long working hours, we need to first solve the problem of low productivity. And here are the solutions. Wouldn't it be fantastic if your workers could work faster and produce better work, requiring only a little money from you? Well, the first way to increase productivity is to invest in your workers. Give them skills training so they will work faster and smarter and bring you more profits. One governmental body that is offering such programs is the Work Developmental Agency. They are offering enhanced training support for SMEs, so essentially they can pay up to 90% of the course fees for your employees, so you don't have to.
This year, only 43% of SMEs applied for the government's training subsidies and skills upgrading program. While we understand that you may be unwilling to give workers time off for training due to a tighter job market, doing so could have terrible consequences. According to Senior Minister of State for Trade and Industry, Mr. Lee Yi-shan, if you don't train and develop your staff, your business will only suffer and the staff may also leave. Would you want that to happen to you?
No.
Then you should, you must, and you will invest in your employees.
After paying for your workers' training, how about letting the government also pay for the technology of your office? The Productivity and Innovation Credit Scheme gives you cash to invest in automation and R&D. Until 2015, you can get a tax reduction as large as 400% from this scheme. With more and better technology in the office, your workers will be able to work smarter and faster. So even without staying longer hours in the office, they will be able to produce better work.
The third aspect to increasing productivity is implementing changes to workplace culture. Many of you have heard of Google's work culture. Google, one of the largest companies in the world, have the best perks for their employees. From free meals to freedom to sleep, Google definitely know how to keep their employees happy. The good news is, you can do the same thing for a company. Forget about the perks if you don't have the resources too. All you have to do is to make small changes to your managerial methods. Number 1, praise more. Don't be stingy with your compliments. Number 2, give the workers more breathing space. If they're tired, let them take a break. Number 3, have a more open communication. Get your managers to talk to the employees regularly. You can find out what problems your employees are facing at work. You can help them overcome the problems and get them back on track at work. It's usually the small things that matter the most. Make your office a happier place for employees to work in, and they'll give their best at work.
In summary, by upgrading the skills of workers, improving technology, and creating a better work culture, we can achieve lower working hours without compromising on work quality. Let us take these baby steps that can help create a better Singapore.